If I only had a brain.
Alrighty, attention in the pits. All racers, report to the staging lanes. The show's about to start.
Good evening, everyone.
Apparently we is live.
Yes,
Hello,
we
everybody.
We are
Hello.
live.
All right.
We got the three amigos tonight.
Yeah, we got Jason back with us tonight.
Hello,
He even
everyone.
has he's sporting a DCI
Yeah,
shirt. Look
I
at that.
got upgraded.
Yeah, I'm not even doing that. I got a flannel on. It's because my son keeps it cold out here.
That's right. I learned from you.
Yes, you did. Good man. But anyhow, what we're going to do tonight was we're going to recap our header deal from last week. I shared with you a header video.
Yep.
Did you watch any of that?
I did watch it, and I'm going to pull it up so we can show everybody as well.
All right, cool. So anyhow, this is a pretty good video. It was done by what the heck is his name? It was before it became Engine Masters.
Yeah, the one guy, I can't think of his freaking
I
name.
know him.
now.
I've actually talked to him. He's kind of a semi-friend. I've talked to him a couple of times at Engine Master challenges I've been at. I can't remember his name.
He's always with Hirschberger or whatever.
Well, no, we're not talking about. I'm not talking about Steve.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking the other guy, the Hankins, I think's his last name, or Hunkins. Maybe it's Hunkins. But anyhow, he did a video on dyno testing headers, and I think we might have shared that with you guys at one time before already, honestly. But we can recap it and revisit it. And what they did was they had a 427 big block Chevy, and it was a pretty stout little motor. I think it made 650 or 690 horsepower, so not a lightweight by any means. And I do believe it was a pump gas deal. And but anyhow, the header tube size is important. But once you get to a certain area with the header tube size, when it gets to the size that the engine's happy with, then you don't gain anything anymore. As a matter of fact, you start losing on the low end. You start losing a little bit of torque. And that's why a lot of guys think that when you put a big tube header on, that it's going to lose torque. Well, not necessarily. If the engine wants the bigger tube header, the combination, meaning the engine, the cam, the intake, and the whole 9 yards, the right size tube header, meaning bigger if that's what it wants, will make actually more torque down low. So that's a kind of something that old hot rodders didn't really know or understand, probably because they don't have the data that we have today. I mean, you know what? You can get on YouTube and you can find a video on anything you want. I mean, you can find a video on how to pick your teeth with a toothpick. Anyway, they started out with an 1 3/4 tube header. They went to an 1 7/8. They went to a 2-inch and a 2 1/8. And pretty astounding numbers that they picked up whenever they got the right size tube header on that engine. And hence the reason why I tell all my Pontiac customers that, you know what, we're way under tubing our cylinder or our engines. We don't have big enough headers on them. And basically, we're putting a small block Chevy header on a big block Chevy is what we're doing, and because of that, it hurts our horsepower and torque numbers. So you guys are impressed, and I am too, with the horsepower and torque we're making now with the little tube. When you put the bigger tube headers on them, they really impress you. And we found that too when we were dyno for the Engine Master Challenge. So, but yeah. Last week sucked. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? It was bad news for us at the shop. You know what sucked? Soon as you guys left, I checked the speed again. It was at 11. Soon as you left.
Of course.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's because everybody's on it.
It has to be.
Because when we checked, it was like 3 something, And then
Yep.
as soon as you guys were leaving it, I checked it again. It was 11. So, and that's, I don't know. My son knows this more than I do. It's the download rate and the upload rate, and I don't know which one's which.
Yeah, well, for streaming, we're streaming out, so we're uploading.
Okay.
For downloading, that's like watching a movie or playing a video game. Or
So is the downloading the big number or the little number?
Downloading is always going to be the bigger number.
Okay.
And that's what everyone used to chase at first because you wanted, back in the day with phone dial-up and stuff, it was like 11.
Okay.
So
yeah, what our upload is now.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Because it says on my phone right after you left, I checked it. It says excellent. So
I don't know.
yeah, I'm thinking you got to be kidding me. But anyway, that's what happened last week. We're sorry, guys, and I don't know what everybody got and what they didn't get. But one of the things I talked about is the mild steel tube headers. They rust on the inside if you don't get them coated on the inside. And that rust, what ends up happening if you leave the car sit through the winter, that rust will scale and get loose. And then if you have any overlap on your cam, which all of us like to hear that potato sound.
I
But
love
anyway, oh yeah, we love that sound. And anyway, that what happens is that scale and them headers will get actually sucked back into the cylinders, and it scores your cylinder walls. And some of you guys have seen the videos and even tore your engines down and seen that, scar marks in your cylinder walls, and maybe some of that is from your header rust. I don't know, but I do know it's a problem.
But you would think that wouldn't happen. You would think that everything comes out. It would.
You would
suck
think
anything
that,
back
but
in.
because of the overlap on the cam, it doesn't work that way at low RPM. Now at high RPM, you're right, because if you wrap on the throttle and you got rust in your exhaust, I've done this before. It'll blow a whole bunch of shit all over the garage floor. You'll see rust everywhere.
Well,
But I didn't know, because I didn't know what I didn't know at that time. That's why I'm sharing with you guys that at idle and lower RPM, it's actually sucking it back in the engine too, and that's not good.
man, but I like that sound.
Oh yeah, we love that sound.
So is that a reason why we would say, let's go start the cars? It's not because we want to hear the sound, it's because we're keeping the rust out of our headers.
Keeping the headers clean.
Come on,
all right?
wives, let's just rev it up every now and again.
Exactly. Especially New Year's Eve, we're a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
We're just cleaning the headers.
Or when all the family's over for Christmas, we got to take them in the garage, show them the car.
That's right. And yes, you have to rev it up to like $5,000.
Let's see.
Unless you're drunk, and that's $7,000.
Exactly.
That's the rule.
Right?
And I tell the cops when they show up, I only revved it up to $5,000.
Yeah, whenever it blows up, my customer was, honest to God, it was just idling.
That's right. I was backing out my driveway.
Yeah, I was literally just idling through traffic, and it blew up.
And then you see the guys that have the little can mufflers, and they're like, why does it sound like gunshots? Well, I had to hit that $5,000.
Yeah, that's right. That's
I don't want
right.
to talk about those guys, though.
No, I hope you're not talking about the rice burger.
Yeah. You see that video where the guy comes, he goes, it sounds like you're shooting an AK over here. He goes, it's my car. He goes, bet me.
Oh, yeah, I
He
did
fires
see
it up,
that,
and it's
yeah.
like, "Pep, pep, pep, pep."
Yeah, hitting the rev limiter. That's cool, but
It's like,
it's like
they all walked away with their freaking heads in their pants. It's like,
Oh yeah, the police were. That's somebody called the police on 'em. I seen that video.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, the header tube size is critical for the combination. Obviously, if you got a stock engine that's 400 cubic inches and 8.5 to 1 compression, and you got a stock or mild camshaft in it with a factory dual plane intake or something, you don't want to put a big tube header on it. So you got to use your head, and you got to build the combination and use the proper parts. But that would most of us that are hanging out here at the bench racing thing, we all brag about how big our cams are. At least that's what I brag about. I don't know what he brags about, but
Yeah, I'm a cam.
yeah,
Yep.
right.
Eric Chambers said something. What's your thoughts on stainless steel for material?
Stainless is a great material. Obviously, the headers are more expensive, but yeah, definitely. If the budget allows, go ahead and build them out of stainless. The thing with stainless is they hold more heat too. So they actually, I don't think they make any more horsepower, but it'll keep the underhood temperature down a little bit too. So
So,
kinda like
but well, if they hold more heat though, wouldn't it bring more heat to the under the hood?
well, it's keeping it inside the header instead of letting it radiate.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, and it's kind of like what you were asking about putting the tape on there. Remember
Right.
you were asking about that?
Yep.
And the bad thing about that tape, though, is it actually, what it does makes the metal so brittle. Everybody thinks it's because it's rusting away, but it isn't. It just carbonizes it, and it literally will make it break. You
Because
know,
it's
it'll
so
just
hot.
bust.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets too hot.
So
I did
here's
it on a 4-wheeler, so
Yeah.
didn't,
You know
didn't
exactly,
didn't do
yeah.
me no good. Got me horsepower for a couple months, and then it was new header.
Well, and the cool part about doing it under the hood of a car is you keep the engine temperature down in the engine compartment.
So my next question that I wanted to ask last week and I forgot was, now they sell, usually it's what, 16 gauge thickness for header tubes?
Yeah, like 14 to 18 gauge.
So is it better to go with a thicker gauge tube than a thinner gauge tube?
Well, the problem with thinner or heavy gauge tubes is the header's heavier.
Right.
You know, so you're trying to reduce as much weight as possible on your car. So you wouldn't want to do that. I don't think there's any advantage for endurance, is what you mean? Is that
Well, endurance or performance or any of that. Because I mean, in my mind, I agree. I don't want to go with like a 14 gauge tube because you're adding a lot of weight. But if it does something with the thermal dynamics or something like that, then
Well, I mean, I don't think making the tubing any thicker or thinner is going to affect the heat under the hood if that's what you're after. But definitely it makes a difference if you use stainless or if you use a high nickel steel, but like a chrome moly. But you're not going to build a header.
oh
with it.
hell no,
you-
that'd
you
be
ain't going
expensive.
broke.
Yeah, you're not going to do that.
They do
So-
make headers out of Econol though, or Econol,
I
Econol,
don't
or
know.
maybe
Inconel?
coat them or something. Yeah.
Well, the Inconel.
I mean,
is
you're talking
actually-
F1 racing and stuff like that, but
Yeah, those are You know, you're talking about a $10 million. You know, it costs $10 million to build an F1 motor or an engine, not motor engine. Isn't that crazy? $10 million.
how
Can
do
you
they
just-
afford it?
Well,
donate
because
one?
I don't know. That's like the rich guy's playground. You know what I mean? Those guys go out there and they literally walk around with their cock in their hand while they're walking.
Well, I mean,
They drive
they're
big out there, right?
Yeah, those guys got some. You know, they got big money. They're not your average guy.
That's
Yeah.
and then my next question, and John Monin just reminded me of it, turbo headers. So let me rewind about 15 years. I remember seeing turbo headers at Summit's catalog, but they were basically shorty headers now.
Yeah, pretty much, but they're upside down, so the headers or turbos can be mounted out front.
Well, no, these were they were calling them turbo shorties or something like that for like swaps for like the S10 to put a 350 in it or something like that. They were calling them like turbo headers because they were saying that the header was so short to the block and everything that it was like pulling more exhaust out.
No, it doesn't pull more. As a matter of fact, that video I shared with you, they did a shorty header, and it killed the power on the engine.
sometimes you got to have enough exhaust tube to have
Yep.
a little bit of back.
So
pressure.
that's what my question was going to be. So naturally aspirated, you want a little bit longer tube header, but with a turbo, does it matter? And does it matter if the header tubes are all the same size?
Well, I honestly can't answer that because I don't run turbos I mean, I built a couple turbo engines, but nothing where I got to actually play with it. So I don't know. You know, I don't know. I'm not gonna give you an answer that I don't know. I'm not gonna make something up. So I don't know. We're gonna find out with Ed Page's deal though. I think because Ed's gonna rebuild headers on his car, and right now what the guy did was we all thought is the right idea. He tried to make all the header tubes the same length, and but the problem with that, in a confined space, you end up with a header tube that does this, you know.
Right. Well,
and
yeah.
you can't have that.
And
you
to
know?
me, though, like if you have a bend in it, yes, you're making it the same size as the other ones, but isn't that restricting airflow?
Absolutely, that's what happens, and especially if you take and you bring it down, you bring it back up like that. That's a big S trap. I mean, it literally restricts the air.
It's almost like a P trap in the water.
Yeah, it's not good. So,
But most importantly, Old School Twist. He, as you guys know, he's been a faithful follower and faithful.
Been with us since the beginning, I
Yep.
do believe. What did she say?
You can play with my turbo.
But he just said that his dad is turning 92 next month, and he is having colon cancer surgery tomorrow, and he's asking for prayers. So definitely prayers. When you're that old, it's hard to recover.
Yeah. And 92, that's a heck of an age, too.
But hopefully he's still kicking strong.
Well, the thing of it is, they wouldn't be operating on him if they didn't think he could take it. So.
Yeah, that's true.
100%
so he
there.
must be pretty strong.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So kick ass, Mr. Old School Twist Senior. Hope you pull through, and DCI's got your back.
Yep, we're praying for you, brother. But yeah, is Philip the Third on?
Yes,
he
Philip
is.
the Third is
So
on.
what the heck did you mean, Philip? I got to look at your message. I just looked at it just right after I got here, and I told my son, I said, you messaged me, and I don't know what the heck what it means. I accept, laugh out loud. What's that mean? What are you accepting? What am I accepting? Yeah, so
He's healthy except for that. So
Good.
I mean, that's good.
Good.
So
No,
then
that's awesome.
He's got good chances.
92 years young.
Yeah.
So
92.
that's
Good for
awesome.
Man, we all want to live to be that old, but
Yeah.
you know what? The older you get, the more complications you have.
Yeah,
That's why I drink whiskey.
that's right. Phil the Third said no.
No. What?
No what?
You're the one that offered, not me. I don't know what that means.
So back to the header subject. Oh, there was supposed to be a video clip with it. You didn't see the video?
Oh, I didn't see the video. Nope, got no video.
Gotcha.
That must have been an internet issue. So when you were
Yeah.
Well, he sent it to my phone, so I don't know what happened there.
And then, we do have a question. So John Monin, let me scroll up here. He asked, and I was going to say something about it earlier. His buddy is making some 321 stainless headers, and he's the reason his buddy's rebuilding his big block Chevy turbo headers is to make it easier to change plugs. He had equal length turbo headers, but he had pipes everywhere, and he got too many burns at drag week.
Yeah. Yeah. And
nobody wants that.
I don't honestly think that the length of all of them being equal matters. And then, you know what? That would be a good dyno day. Okay, let's say you have to make one tube longer than the other, and we know by making the tube size bigger or smaller, it affects the scavenging effect on the engine. So maybe what somebody should do.
Well, before you go too far on that, so a lot of people don't know what scavenging means. So scavenging is what?
Go ahead and tell them. Is that what you're
So,
going to do?
well, I was asking you, but I mean, it's basically you're pulling the extra, leftover exhaust gases and crank pressure inside the motor out through the exhaust.
Yeah, you can actually use the header and the intake manifold because there's pulses going through the engine, kind of like an organ. You know, like you have different length pipes on an organ, and it changes the tone. The same thing's happening inside an engine. So you can change the pulse going through the engine with the length of the tube or the diameter of the tube on the intake and the exhaust side. And we'll get into the intake manifolds, but that's why a tapered runner, meaning it starts big and tapers down to the port, is better because it'll actually create a supercharging effect. And it's way deeper than that. I'm really simplifying that and dumbing it down. But what ends up happening is whenever you make that big at the top, it slows the airspeed down a little bit. Okay, instead of letting it retain its speed. So whenever the pulse is coming back up the intake towards the carburetor, you want to slow it down. You don't want to bang onto the carburetor or bottom of the carburetor or cause some kind of a disturbance inside the plenum. What you want to do is slow that airflow down, so you make that bigger so it slows it down, and then taper it back down at the head so it picks the airspeed back up going back down. And because you're doing that, it gathers more volume from the plenum whenever you do that, and it'll ram harder the next time it sucks. So, and no, Phil, that's not an offer. But anyway, where were we at with the header tube? Oh yeah, so what would be cool is if we could do a dyno session. I don't have the opportunity to do it, but
Jason's got it.
If we could do like a turbo header where you have, if you have a runner that's real long and then you got another one that's real short up front, changing the tube sizes might help build more horsepower. I don't know. You know, I don't know what I don't know. That's stuff that you got to play with on the dyno to find out.
Gotcha. But okay, so now that I sidetracked you, continue.
No, you did good.
That's a lot.
You know what? There's so much going on in his brain that I can't keep up with myself.
Well,
There's
I
too many
just-
people picking.
I just want to make sure because, like, and I'm not picking on Jason by any means. Love Jason to death. He's one of my best
Picking
friends.
on you, I can tell.
But,
No, I know small engines. I know
but
nothing about the big engines.
he doesn't know what scavenging means. He doesn't know any of these terms because a lot of you don't hear this lingo at the racetrack. You don't hear the lingo when the guy's building your motor. You don't hear this kind of lingo.
Unless you have done a DCI.
Well, yeah, because you actually go into depth. When you build a motor for someone, you're not just building a motor for someone. You're teaching them, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is why you're paying me to do this.
Right.
So you're teaching them as well as building a motor for them. Well,
Right.
a lot of these shops, they don't do that. They just go, yep, you want this horsepower? Oh, I can
They
give
don't
you
even
that.
talk to their customers.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So I just want to make sure that, you know, and like I said, Jason's not the only one that doesn't know this.
Our wives.
lingo.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I think a lot of our viewers are here, you know, because they want to learn. So
Yep, I mean-
that's good. That's what I want them to do.
And I know a lot of them already do know. But, you know, you got a lot of them that don't.
They got, you know, good basic knowledge.
No, it's.
Don't tell me we're glitching here too.
Yep.
Oh, you're kidding me. Did we lose everybody?
The stream health is excellent,
Yeah.
Okay, well.
What happened? Why did we black out?
right?
Can
Well,
you-
this could be whenever we did lose the camera.
Oh, because delay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay,
delayed.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's just we're probably
on
30
delay.
seconds. Yeah, 30 seconds.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's yeah, that's just delayed.
Sorry
We're
about
good.
the blackout, guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you're gonna see us go
We
black for a
we
minute.
fixed it.
But so
So-
that's good. But yeah, so anyhow, what John Mona
John
was
said-
what was he saying there? Go ahead and scroll him back down again. Where am I?
He just saying so the too many burns.
They can let turbo headers, pipe over there, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you know, Ed Page. I don't know if he's here tonight, but if he is, maybe he
Yep,
can.
he is.
He is. I seen him. He said hello at the beginning.
Yeah, so he can. He's going to do another set of headers for his car, and a lot of it's because of ease of installing. Right now, his headers are bare, and if you blow
Thanks,
a head
babe.
gasket or have to make a repair at the racetrack, you know it takes a lot of time. So
I quit, Perry. I'm done.
Fire the tech guy.
on the fire of the tech guy.
Yep, I'm done.
I'm the camera guy. I'm supposed to be pushing the button. I'm sorry. I need another shot.
What am I supposed to do? I'm just sitting here being pretty.
Well, you're the information. You got to
Yeah.
you got to
Oh,
spill
okay.
it all.
Got it.
So,
But yeah, so that's where we are with headers, and so I just wanted to kind of recap with you guys on that. And the collectors, we talked about collectors. Collector diameter makes a difference. You can put a spear in there, which helps pick up velocity. Mickey Thompson had a super scavenger header, which is really cool. Basically, it was a real long box collector, and his idea was, and apparently they work pretty good because a lot of guys still talk about them. What they did was they made all the tubes equal length, but because he didn't want to bend them all over like we have to whenever you try to do that, he would have inside that collector, because it was real long, one of them might exit down here, the other one might exit up here, the other one right here, and the other one over here, and which is kind of cool. That was a good idea, and I think it worked pretty good too.
do we have a new guest here?
Oh no, he's been another faithful follower too.
No, that's a Firebird.
But no, it's a 67 Firebird. Good eye. He must. He goes, that is surely not a 67 Camaro in the background.
Close.
It's close. It's an F body.
Yep.
It has a vent window. Good
Yep.
eye.
Yep.
Good eye. Yep. You think I'd let my son have a 67 Camaro?
Come on now, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I like the Pontiac look, but
Oh man,
I'm a Chevy guy.
Although, and it's not my fault. I bought the car this way, and it's got Camaro quarters on it. But the guy couldn't buy brand new quarter panels from Pontiac for a Firebird, and he wanted to put new quarters on it, so he bought brand new Camaro quarters from GM and hung those on the car.
it still lines up good though.
Well, everything's the same except for don't have the gills, and it don't have the 67s didn't have the light back here anyway. I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
And antenna hole's not there. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that anyhow.
Nope.
But yeah, it's just good eye, 67 F body.
Yep. And you're going to be seeing that on the channel as well. We're going to start working on that here soon, Jason and I.
Jason's been beating on him to
Yeah.
get this thing done.
I did. I told him. I kind of poked at him. He's got some other things up his sleeve right now that he's getting busy. So we're gonna try to close. He's gonna try to close that out. And
Yep.
we are. We're talking our next move. He's going on a different route. So
Well, he's got a lot going on. I mean, you know what?
He's a busy guy.
And not only that, you know what? I didn't unload on you guys already, but we got the Autorama coming up the end of
Oh, I know.
March. Well, no, you don't know.
No, I know.
I'm looking for volunteers.
I already knew it was coming.
and we're going to be working late nights,
I
just like
already
we
knew that was
always
coming
do.
too. Yep.
That means we're going to be 3 days in the shop with we're not even allowed to leave. I'm going to lock the door, and you're not allowed to go.
is there beer involved?
There's beer, beer and pizza. There's no women, but there's beer and pizza.
Brandon Devies will be in heaven.
Yep. So anyhow,
He likes beer, pizza, and no women.
They gave me, this is no kidding, guys. They gave me at the Piston IX show. God loves Steve Lerzagowski. Is that how his name said? I don't know. Anyhow, he gave me front and center. You walk in the door at the IX show this year, and my display is right there.
That's coming into March, huh?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're front and center. And so
Joe
he did
Morgan
me
says
good.
he's working on the Challenger right now.
Joe Morgan did good
Yep.
for Joe. Yep, Joe's going to be volunteering.
Good for
too.
Joe.
Yeah. Well, poor Joe, he's been working his tail off on that car. Didn't mean to sound like that.
Good for Joe. Get back to work, whipping boy.
I love you, Joe. Don't be listening to my boy. I love him too, but
I know what he means, Joe.
So Perry said a 461 with 380 CFM heads and a 535 and a 380 CFM. What would each engine like for diameters? So he's got two different setups: the 461 with 380.
well, obviously, the bigger the cubic inch, the more airflow you're going to move. So you're going to want a bigger tube header on the 535 than the 461. I would run. On the 535, I would run somewhere around a 2 1/8 or 2 1/4 inch tube, and on the 461, I would run a 2-inch tube.
That makes sense why you see all those different sizes. Everybody's like, well, why does his look bigger? Why is it? It's not because, well, some people are goofs out there.
Well, what happens if you go too big with the tether tube, and it does kill the torque, but if you match it up, you know, like what we've been doing for years and years and years on our 455s and 461s, we've been putting freaking little bitty 1 3/4 tube headers on it. And we're literally choking the engine down by 30, 40, 50 horsepower. I mean, that's a lot of horsepower.
That's a lot of horsepower.
And we're killing the torque too.
Some
on top
people
of
pay
it.
$500 or more for that horsepower.
Yes, they do. 500's cheap.
Yeah.
If you can pick up 40 horsepower for $500 nowadays, that's a really good deal.
Our wives are saying vacation for us while we're in the shop, huh?
Oh boy.
No, you guys are supposed to be beer assistants.
That's right.
That's right.
They got to bring the beer and pizza because you guys ain't allowed to leave.
Exactly. See,
Stephen Page said he has a 2 1/4 diameter header tubes on his DCI Ram Air 5.
Yes, he does.
Now, does he have a 455 or is it a bigger 450?
His is a 480.
480.
Yeah,
Nice.
480 cubic inches.
and what
and he wants to put a blower on that thing eventually.
Sweet.
So you know what, Steve? I don't know if I got so many messages on that blower that I shared the other day. I couldn't keep up with them all. So I think I seen your name in there, or maybe I answered you. I don't know, but I don't know the full cost on that thing yet. But I think it's going to be more economical than doing a Pro Charger or something of that nature.
Oh, the LS killer blower.
Yeah, the LSA style. Yeah, for sure.
Now,
And-
that's a GM supercharger?
well, the one that
Right?
we're using is an Edelbrock, but it's based
Oh,
like on
okay. So it's an actual aftermarket third party.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I didn't know if it was coming off like the Camaros or the Corvettes or whatever.
They're not big enough. This
Gotcha.
one's a 2650, which is the biggest you can get right now. But Edelbrock's coming out with a new one, and I think it's going to be a 3000. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, the one that we're using is capable of about 1200 horsepower. The new one they're coming out with is capable of 1400 horsepower.
Now that Edelbrock supercharger, is that a full kit that you'll have to then, like, say if I wanted to buy that kit, I have a set of your heads, I want to buy that kit. Do I have to call them and have them tune it for your heads?
No. The thing that's going to happen with this deal, because obviously us Pontiac guys, we suck hind tit because we don't have a lot of volume. All they're going to sell me is the blower. Everything else I've got to do.
Okay, so you got to supply the injectors.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
got to supply the runners, the
tune,
injectors, the fuel rails, the computer, the wiring harness, everything. So I'm gonna be the one that sets up the tune for that.
Ed Page goes, Don, will that setup fit under a first gen Firebird 400 hood? Ask him for a brother.
It absolutely will, Ed. It absolutely will. And that's the cool part about it. It will fit under, I think, almost. The only reason I say almost is because the 70 to 81 Firebirds and Trans Ams, those are the lowest hood clearance, which I would have never ever guessed.
Yeah, because they have
that.
the shaker hood.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you know what? That's a bigger car than this car.
Well, right, but what I'm saying though
I
is
built it to fit under the hood of this car.
you would think though with the shaker hood you would raise it up a little bit because you're sticking more.
That's what I mean.
Stuff.
So you would think you would have more room underneath that hood, but you don't.
We're talking engineers here, guys.
Yeah, and
They lowered the fenders in the outside of the hood, and they kept the shaker the same height as what it.
I don't know
doesn't
what they did.
It
but
doesn't do shit for it.
Yeah, you know, basically what they're doing is they try to make the drag coefficient way
Yeah,
lower.
exactly.
So they drop the nose way down.
They-
I will
They
say
did the
those cars
tornado
look
tunnel.
freaking sweet though.
They-
Whenever
they
they have the
do.
wide body kits on them, it makes my little
They
pee
can't
get
get that
very
big engines that you
boingy.
Get what?
It makes my little pee get very boingy.
Oh boy! Did you hear that, Jaime?
Yeah.
Then you get the
Get a
size
wide body
that
kit,
matters.
baby. Amanda just said.
Oh boy!
Those cars do look sexy when they're slammed to the ground, wide body kit, big fat tires,
Wait
and a
till you
roll
see the
cage.
78 Trans Am that Brandon and I are building. That thing's gonna be badass.
Well, I've been looking at it for the last 20 years in
yes,
the barn.
you have. It's in the barn. But and we started the project, and
Yeah.
of course I started the new cylinder heads.
Well,
and that drug me
yeah.
away,
You
so-
also have the 55 Chevy pickup that I'm going to have to finish one day.
Are we gonna have to go Easter egg hunting out at the shop to see what you actually have out there and do a podcast?
Yeah, you know what? That would be cool.
That
We
would be-
should do
you
that.
know?
Man. Do a walk around of all the toys I
Yeah,
got.
because you do got quite a bit out there. and that's
He's
like-
got a lot of stuff out there.
I'm like, man, this would be cool. He goes, he's just doing it. I'm like, what?
Well, you know what? Let's name the cars I got. I've got a '68 Firebird convertible.
Yep.
I have,
Which is my mom's.
Yep. And I have a '55 Chevy pickup.
Yep.
And I got a
see that.
'61 Catalina
It's in
convertible. And I have a '70 Judge.
Yep.
And I have a '70 Le Mans.
Yep.
And I have a '65 GTO.
Oh, yeah, the maroon one.
No, black one.
Oh, yeah, the black one. Yeah.
And then I got a '67 GTO.
Yep, that's the maroon one.
And I got a '78 Trans Am.
Yep.
And I got a '79 Trans Am.
Yep.
And I,
Oh, yeah, the silver one.
yep. And then I got man, what else do I got? An '06 GTO.
06 GTO.
What's in the garage here? that the?
The
Oh,
70.
the 71 Le Mans
Yeah,
race
yep.
car. Yeah, good memory. I forgot all about that car.
Yeah, of course.
And then I got, there's something I'm
See,
missing.
we could do something with that. One day.
Trust me,
Yeah.
that motor I have back there almost ended up in that car. My dad didn't. My dad was never going to know.
But yeah, I got lots of cars.
I was just going to throw my motor in that car and throw a trainee in it, and I was just going to go to the drag strip.
Well, the Ramier 455 is almost ready to go back together. I got all the port work done. I got the valve job all straightened out. Now I got to pressure test the heads, make sure they're not leaking anywhere.
And that's going in that?
And that's going in that. Yep. And we're going to drag
What's the
race that.
countdown on that?
We're going to wait.
Come on, Don.
We're
Pushing
waiting
the
until
sun.
after the IX show.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to wait till after.
Now
the
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun for you and Aiden to go to.
You know what? I think we might do it.
For sure, you guys gonna. If you come and work on the car, you're definitely gonna come do it. So.
Jamie said you can have it back. She needs her garage back.
What do you do with your garage? Restore my car. It's perfect.
Exactly. I don't know what she's complaining about.
I know,
She works
right?
in the other half, so.
Yeah, she works upstairs.
Yeah.
So we got a couple new join
Good.
just recently. So we got Surprised Helmet that just joined. We got Robert.
Oh,
Sibley?
Bob Sibley.
Oh, good for Bob. I'm glad
Yeah.
he's on. Yep. Bob, I haven't forgot about you, buddy. I got to get. I got your cam, and the only thing I don't have is lifters.
He has his motor back in?
Yeah.
What? What are you doing, Bob? Are you doing burnouts again?
Well, he broke it. We had a Chinese part fail, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Bob. You're off the hook this time.
Yeah,
Bob likes
but he
to
was
do,
doing a burnout when it happened.
Bob likes to do donuts and burnouts in the middle of intersections.
I heard
Bob
that's not
Sibley,
good.
Bob Sibley is famous in Akron.
Yes, he
Why
is.
We probably shouldn't be talking about that.
Yeah,
It wasn't
Akron,
him.
Arkansas.
No, I think there's an Akron, Tennessee.
Yeah,
or
or
something. I don't
something,
know.
yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
anyhow. But yeah. But yeah. I hear about Bob a lot
And you got
when he's
Phil-
got his car out.
Yep.
Well, Philip III said it seems like you said at Norwalk next year. Well,
That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying. I'm shooting for that. I'm doing my part. Now my son's gonna have to put the engine in the car.
I can do that.
All right.
that's a weekend of drinking right there.
That's
there you
right.
go. Amen.
That's the easy part.
Yep.
But so yeah, we're getting closer on that. So anyhow, what time is it anyway?
It is 6:37.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
so we got a little bit
Even
of
my
time.
wife's been getting on you, and she just heard Norwalk. She said it was supposed to be this year, so we're slacking now.
Okay, well that's all right. Well, you know
Well,
what?
then
I love it when the girls want to get involved because you know what? When the women are happy, we is happy.
That's right.
So anyhow, my son's working on a really cool project here. He's testing his CAD skills, and actually, I mean, this is pretty impressive. He did a nice job on this. So what we're doing is
You hear that, Sam?
Is Sam watching tonight?
I highly doubt it.
I doubt it too. Old Guido. But
Yep.
anyhow, he's my CAD guy. He just wanted to did my Ram Air 5 head, so I can't diss on him because you know what? Sammy did me good on that.
Oh, he
And
did.
the
He did
intake
good,
manifold,
but I'm
too.
still going to. I'm going to bust his balls.
Yeah, well, you can do that.
Yeah,
but
he
I
busts
can't-
mine all the time.
I know. I love you.
Yeah,
but,
well, no, Sam busts my balls all the time.
okay. But anyway, yeah, and I can't bust Sam's balls because he'll drop me like a hot potato. You can't drop
he's a
me. You know what?
busybody.
I'll sit on your couch until you do it.
Oh shit! That means you better get more food, beer.
Yeah, you better get a bottle of whiskey. And
Honey,
you
bring
better-
that laptop in here. I need to finish this intake.
Do we want to put that up a little closer so people can see
Well,
it?
they can do that.
Oh, here, let me switch camera.
Oh, all right. I forgot about this little guy.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what we got going on.
Yeah, so what he's going to do, this is two runners, obviously, of a stack injection setup, but we're going to do electronic fuel injection on this to hopefully make it a little bit easier to tune. And we're not, you know what, the thing of it is, this is our kind of personal pet project. It's not, I don't think we're going to, I'm almost sure we're not going to sell any of these.
He's on
but
there.
Who's on here? Sammy?
Yep.
Love you, Sam.
He was listening. He just was being silent.
Yeah, it's
Sam's
about
my
time.
brother. You know what? You guys don't pick on him.
Well, he's like my second dad, so I can pick on him all I want.
Yeah, you do pick on me.
Yep.
Anyway, so what we're doing is we're going to do this for my son's car, and we're probably going to use a some Chinese throttle bodies on this thing, and try to get this thing working so we can he can put it on his Firebird.
So this is for like the round port or D port heads. This isn't for the Ram Air 5, obviously. Now that you've just seen the intake holes, but
And my son's trying to swindle me out of a set of the new heads, which he'll probably end up with.
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if not, I'll just wait till you leave and I'll grab some.
It's Bureau headers, okay?
Right. You know what? The way it looks, I'm going to have stacks of those around the shop. I won't even miss 2 of them.
That's right.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that's a cool project, and I'm glad that he's doing that because I've been after him for a while now to learn this CAD stuff because I got all kinds of stuff to do. And my brother Sam, he's too damn busy for me. He's going to Florida and vacationing. He's got his garage set up with a wand like you go to the car wash, and he's got a beauty parlor in there for the thing where he buffs and polishes it and rubs his ass on it. I don't even know.
Well, you know, he's the only guy I've ever met in my entire life that polishes and waxes behind the taillight lenses.
No. Joe, my neighbor at the camper, used to do that. He used to take his lens covers off and polish the insides of
You're not
those.
that weird, Sam.
Yeah. So yeah, no. Sammy's almost there. He's almost there. You know, but he literally lays on his back in his garage. If he put a lift in, he wouldn't have to lay on his back. But he lays on his back and rubs a frame.
Well,
I'm thinking, you know what? I don't know what's going on under there.
He's hiding.
Is that what he's doing? I hope that's what he's doing.
no, trust me, his wife is not looking for him.
I don't know about that. Peg loves him.
She loves him from a distance.
You know what? She babies his ass. You know,
That's true.
I told him. I said, you know what? You're damn lucky, Sam, that you got a wife like this.
That is very true.
No, they don't come like that.
No,
Oh, I didn't hear that.
no, they don't.
What are you doing? 5 more minutes. It turns in an hour. We won't lie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're always late.
But no, love you, Sammy.
Yep.
He said he took the wheel well covers off and scrubbed them last night.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The guy's a fanatic.
Did we go back to the other camera?
Yeah. And then we got surprised helmet. He says hello. And Amanda Long says, watch yourself, Jason.
That's all right. I'll come home a little later.
That's right.
When she's sleeping?
And,
She'll hear me, though.
No, boy.
and John Monin said he discovered a lot of damage in the upper torque box of his 68 Le Mans. So he's redesigning and upgrading this weekend.
Oh, yeah. That's a real common problem with the A-body
Yep.
cars. I broke a couple of those, and we had to reinforce them.
Well, they
And-
rot out there too, don't they?
Well, it's mostly from torque from the rear end, but they don't really rot so much up there. Behind that it does, or in front of it, but not there.
Oh, because I know that because that's right where the fender and everything goes, right?
No, it's at the top.
Oh, it's at the
Yeah,
torque
where
box.
Where the upper, well, he might be talking about the lowers too. I don't know, but the upper one's the one I broke, where the upper control arms go in.
Gotcha. And Dave Bradford, that's a new name. I think not a new name, but he doesn't really comment too much. He keeps to himself. He watches from the shadows. I like that.
Yeah, I seen him last year. We were down at Trans Am National. I bought a 455 that I did for Joe Camp from him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, yep. And Dave ended up with Joe Camp's 65 GTO, and that was what the engine was in. And then I ended up with Joe Camp's 62 Catalina.
Yep.
And I ended up with his 71 race car.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had 65 GTO too.
Yeah, he had another 62 Catalina, too.
Wow.
He had 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then he had a 65 Le Mans convertible, too.
Wow.
I'm surprised Dave didn't end up with that car.
I just seen one of those on Facebook Marketplace.
There's a lot of convertibles on Marketplace right now.
I love convertibles.
That's a maroon one.
I sold my 65
Oh,
convertible.
and there's Randy French.
Yeah, we got a couple late joiners.
Yeah. So that's good.
Up the upper torque box. Previous owner drilled holes to mount exhaust and lower flange and cracked screw from both sides.
Yeah, that's a high stress area anyway. That thing gets yanked on hard. There's a place, and you know what? I don't know if my buddy Paul Ferry's watching or not. I know that he's literally right around the corner from my shop, and he's got a really cool rear suspension set up for the A-body cars because he races a Grand National, and the Grand Nationals, of course, tear that stuff up. So he came up with a rear sway bar that instead of the car leaving, like mine used to do, it'll leave flat because the way he's designed that rear sway bar. And the other thing he's done too is he's made tubular control arms and some braces and everything for those torque boxes in the back there to keep him from ripping out.
Huh.
So I don't know if Paul, if you're on tonight, you might want to mention what your business name is. It's called Huff and Stuff, I think, or something like that. And but he's right there by my shop. He's literally like 2-3 minutes away from me.
Yeah, that'd be something to look into because those cars always were notorious for lifting up the one wheel higher than the other.
Oh yeah, yep.
Old School Twist says he wants 1,200 horses like the one he sent you packed into 500 cubes. Can you do that?
Yep, with that LSA supercharger.
There you go.
Yes, we can.
And a little bit of change.
Yeah, a little bit of coin. Yeah, those supercharged engines are not going to be cheap. I mean, but the LS engines aren't cheap either. I've been looking, if you get a really good high-end build, LS with an LSA engine on it, or LSA supercharger on it, and you get a complete package, meaning it's got the ECU, the wiring, everything ready to go. It's the front pulley system, everything's on there. You're talking between 40 and 50 grand. I mean, that's just what it costs. And so,
Well, they used to be 15.
Hey, we got a
not
new
for
joint.
that engine, it wasn't.
My mom's on there. Well, hello.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see,
I didn't know your mom was into cars.
And Mopars, so that's my mom, my stepdad. So they got a 66 or 67. Correct me if you hear me wrong, but it's one of the two in Belvedere.
Belvedere. So
Oh,
And
nice.
she'll like that car that we're going to work on for the IX show.
Yeah. So they
is
might,
that the one where is it her husband that's that was in the hospital?
Yeah, he's actually
Okay.
going through cancer treatments and stuff right now. He's recouping and
Is he back home?
He's back home
Good.
and whatnot. So
Good.
he's just bouncing back. He has some issues, but he's
recovering.
He's recovering.
Good. Good.
He's hoping that he can get some fun out of his car this year. So
Yep.
Yeah, because he goes racing at 42. You said, or Magnolia?
he was just taking the Magnolia, with all the health issues and whatnot. But it's been a while since.
The
Magnolia's
Magnolia's
been
done.
closed for years. Yeah. It's,
Well,
been a while.
they were open. They officially now I
Oh,
guess.
you know what I'm talking? I'm thinking of Youngstown Drake.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. No, Magnolia is still open.
Well, not anymore.
No.
You see that?
No.
The landowners didn't want to extend their contract anymore.
There's an
Really?
insurance issue, something like
So-
that.
So what are they going to do?
They said go to Quaker City.
Oh, you know what, Ed Page? We have an emergency. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Did you see what happened to Buffalo Trace?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Landslide.
Yeah,
No
it wiped
shit.
out
Yep.
half the distillery.
Yeah.
Well, good thing we got some on shelf. Let's go buy some.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go buy it. It's going to go up like triple
Right?
because they're not going to be able to make it for a while.
Oh,
Right?
Because they just unloaded this big batch for this year.
Yeah,
It just come on.
and yeah, I couldn't believe it. One of our campground friends, she shared it on her
man.
Facebook page.
Might have to stop at Duke's on the way home.
Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, I'll have to go tomorrow and get me a
Sorry,
couple
honey.
bottles.
Sam said he's got to go, boss. I have a Pontiac block to scan and design. Yes, you do.
Sammy's working on my new block design. So you guys know
Yeah,
now.
bust
You know
every-
what? Every
Yep.
time he gets on
Salvatore
here, bust his
Augusta.
chops.
Yes. And it was a 67 Belvedere.
Yep. So I was right. So and
Okay.
it's a midnight blue, and I tell you what, if I'm not mistaken, it's original paint and everything in it. You know, he took the back seat out to lighten it up a little bit, but
What engine's in it?
honestly, I don't know. I mean, maybe they could tag, because I know when I was 13, he's rebuilt it so many damn times. I can't tell you. That thing was a
A
part
lot
of
of
my
guys
dad's
run
garage.
440s or the 413 or 426 wedge in
Yeah.
those, or even a 383. So he could have any one of those engines. Or if he's really a baller, he's got a 426 Hemi in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I can't confirm that because honestly, it's been a while and it's been overdue that I've seen that car.
well, we'll have to get it out when he's feeling better.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
And Perry says his car leaves flat, 125 solid bar attached to a rear cross member on each side. And on each side of the axle tubes, eliminated all twisting, went from 155 to 139 in the 60 foot.
Wow, that's a pretty serious improvement.
That's a very serious improvement.
You know, people don't realize how much a 60 foot affects your ET. So if you pick up a tenth of a second in your 60 foot time, it's 2/10 in a quarter mile. That sounds hard to believe. Now, I don't know if that's the formula, the faster you go, but I do know that for the slower cars, if you pick up a tenth in your 60 foot, you're going to pick up 2/10 in a quarter mile. So, but
Well,
the really fast stuff, I'm not sure.
It makes sense. I mean, like you've always told me, because, you know, you want to do 8th mile drag racing, and I'm like, no, quarter mile. And you're like, well, all the action happens within the first 60 feet.
600 feet. But
Yeah,
the thing
600
is,
feet.
the last 600 feet, you're beating the hell out of your car. And I got to rebuild it, so that's why I want to run this 8th mile.
Oh, yeah. Can you hit that again, Jason, please?
So
But
he's saying 383,
30 over.
30 over.
Okay. Yep.
And it's clean in there. I can tell you that. The last time I seen it, he keeps it clean, even though he does drive on the street. He takes it to the strip every now and again.
That's cool.
It's a cool looking car.
Yep.
I almost got to drive it, but my mom told me no when I was 16. I don't know why.
Because she didn't want it wrapped around a pole, that's why.
Hey, every other son got to drive it. I got to drive every other car but that one. And I didn't have my license at that time when I drove the other cars, so.
So
Now,
what
my
now?
son, I had him drive when he was 14.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was driving the
Actually, I
truck.
had him
and
drive when he was 12.
So,
Yeah. It was not to have fun, though. I was having fun, but
No, I
it-
let you drive the S10 before you got your license
well, yeah,
with the manual tranny, so you learn how to drive stick.
yeah, and
Now
the
that
Trans
would've been
Am,
Yeah.
that Trans Am with the 4-speed.
Yeah. So yeah, I let you drive a lot. Your mom got mad at me every time. And see what I had to put up with? You didn't hear all that part of it.
Oh, trust me, I know how Mom is.
Yeah.
Philip the third.
You would have thought I was going to kill you. By what Philip say.
He said my dad's Ford Turkey was taken apart so many times. Every time there was always parts
Leftover
left
parts.
over. But I just kept going faster. Well, that's what we do. Lighter.
Yeah, it gets lighter and lighter when that happens.
You don't need that extra nut.
Yeah. Leave the rings out.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes Perry, you gotta take off top to get the low. So I mean, you gotta give or take sometimes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I do know a little bit about that. Yep. So my mom just confirmed. Yeah. So 40 years he's had that car.
Wow.
So
Yep. Yeah, that's. I wish I'd have kept some of my cars. My first car.
Yeah, you and me both.
I did want to. I've had a lot of cars. I've had a lot of cars. I probably had over 100 cars.
you'd probably be a millionaire, wouldn't you?
Yeah, with the cars I had, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had a 73 Super Duty Trans Am. I had a 70 455 HO GTO convertible that would be worth a lot of money.
That's what I was telling Brandon. If you had some type of pictures that you could pull up and just do kind of like
I actually got a photo album of some of them.
That would
Yeah.
be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of do say this is what really got me started, and kind of share a couple of those photos. I think
Well,
a lot
what
of
got me
people-
started was my dad. My dad's a Pontiac guy. My dad's been into Pontiacs for as long as I can remember. When I was in diapers, 2 years old, they got a baby picture of me sitting up. He had a 60 Pontiac Catalina convertible, and I was sitting up on the back top of the convertible top. So I was teethed on Pontiacs.
Oh, I know. I got pictures of me being just in shorts, no socks, no shirts. I was in the floorboards of some old Ford or Chevy. I can't tell you what it was. Helping my grandpa and my dad because they did car work, on the side, and that's what they
Yeah.
did. But that's kind of why I'm in the sheet metal business and fabrication, because I like seeing it. But that's kind of why I want to get into this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what you're around whenever you're a kid and what you remember, what you enjoy. But that's cool.
So we got Holder's
Yep.
Garage. That's the first comment I seen tonight.
Yeah, he follows typically too. Yeah.
So
Okay, cool.
67 GTO for 45 years. See, we're doing something wrong. We need to get this thing running. I need to go get me
Well, this car here was
Start a
mine before I
legacy.
gave it to my son. We've had this car how many years?
40 years.
I don't think it's 40.
According to you and my uncle, you got this car when I was born.
Yeah, he's getting old.
I am
Well,
40.
no, I got that car in like 95.
Well, if you would have signed the certificate of title at the time that you got the car.
You get that sign, don't you
now
worry
he's-
about it. But yeah, I bought this car, I think, in 95. 94 or 95. So, what is that? That's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So, I've had 30 years. But yeah, I've had that car a long, well, you've had it now a long, long time.
Well, I've only had it for 3 years.
3? I
Yep.
thought you had it longer than that.
Jason Weber said, scan that photo album. We definitely want to sit.
Jason, you know what?
Yeah.
Jason's on tonight, huh? Yeah, so Jason,
Yeah.
he used to work with me a little bit there when I was on Gilchrist Road. He's a Pontiac guy. Jason
Yeah.
got a really cool 67 Le Mans convertible, and actually we're going to get ready to build him an engine too. But anyways, Jason's dad, he's a Pontiac guy. His dad's got a 66 GTO with a tri-power. I think he's got another Pontiac too, but I don't remember what it is. You know what was kind of cool too is through the years, and it all happened by accident, but I had 2 teachers in high school. Well, one was in junior high and one was in high school. I ended up doing engines for both those guys. And the one teacher, Mr. Stern, he was a Pontiac guy. I didn't know when we were in school, but he had a couple cars I did engines and did underhood restoration for her. And then what's the other guy's name? I can't remember my other teacher's name, but he had a Oldsmobile Stalker that he used to race, and I had to figure out some issues he had with that car. So, but yeah. What happened? We lose everybody or something?
No, she
Both
says
boys
just
are
get-
after you.
Getting fuzzy when you're
Yeah,
talking.
no.
It,
Wife's commenting here and there.
You're having the rain. Yeah, there's rain in the background.
Oh, so our voices are probably getting drowned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pouring down the rain. Seems
let
like
me see.
it was raining last time I came here.
Let me see here.
We're in a big metal garage.
Yeah,
Yep.
with a metal roof and a metal siding.
Actually, kind of relaxing sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yep. But yeah, so thank you guys for coming back tonight. After last week, I felt like we failed. It was a bad week. We can't help what the internet does, but we
Nope.
want our audience to come back every week, so definitely don't need that happening all the time, or everybody's going to leave.
Philip Thurr said, "Oh, I see how it is. You got to be a legacy to get DCI engine.
You got to be a lad.
A legacy."
Well,
Well, yeah, Jason's part of the DCI team. I don't know if Ron Ikey's on tonight or not, but Ron Ikey was part of the DCI team. He was with me when I was over on Canton Road, and he did a lot of carburetor work.
I don't
for
remember
me.
Jason though.
You don't remember Jason?
No.
Well, you know what? You didn't hang out the Mogador. You didn't love me then. I don't know why you never came around.
I was at the Mogador shop. Now, the first building you moved into in Mogador, I wasn't around a lot.
No, but this was in the other building.
I was there a lot.
I don't remember you being there a lot.
Yeah.
well,
Well, yeah, whenever I left and you were doing oil change with Royal Purple.
Well, I mean, you had it sitting on the
Did he tell you
shelf.
that story?
no, I don't.
He's
Oh,
got
here
a
we-
piece of shit Cobalt or a Cavalier. I don't even know what
It was
it
a
is.
Saturn, thank you.
Hey, he still had to make sure it ran good.
Yeah, and
wasn't
he's
it?
over there using my oil, and he's using my freaking $15 a quart race oil in his
Damn
daily
straight.
drive.
I'm trying to get everything I can get out of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn straight. I'm going to maximize. Well, you had the AMS oil. I could have used that.
It was cheaper than the Royal Purple I've ever used.
Now they're about the same. I mean, there's only $1 difference.
AMS oil's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, they are, but it's hard to come by.
Yeah, see, even Jamie said I was at the shop a lot when she worked at Rum Rate because I'd drop her off at work and then I'd come to the shop.
Really?
Yep. See, you didn't love me.
That's the problem. I love you too much. Oh, yeah. You know what I do remember? I got a big scar on my back.
Yeah, you're welcome. I tried to make it easier for you to poop, okay?
No, I don't poop out the middle of my back.
Well,
What happened was I got this Snap-on toolbox, And we were in a hurry. I think we were working on a race car at that
Yep.
time. And we were busting balls to get ready to go to the Pontiac race, which just seems like that's a yearly thing.
Yep.
Anyway, so what happened was he pulled the drawer out on the snap-on box about halfway up, and I was in a hurry, and I stood up and those toolboxes, I'm not kidding you, will probably weigh a couple thousand pounds of tools in them.
That drawer had to hurt.
I lifted the box up off the ground with my back, and I got a gouge in my back about that long and about that deep.
Yeah, but you know what? You and Walt got really close after that.
No, that was a screwdriver incident.
Oh yeah, that was a screwdriver incident. Yeah,
We were working on the race car again on that deal too, and I stepped on a screwdriver, and the pointy end went up, and I was going down real fast, and whoa!
Yep.
It got me way.
He wanted
harder
me
than
to
I
look, and I said no. No.
Yeah.
I love you, but no. So Walt bit the bullet on that one.
My buddy Walt, I love him. He's another brother.
That was also when you did Pinks. So that was pretty old.
Yeah.
Pinks was out there a long time ago.
We did Pinks, man. Well, is that Ron Ike?
No, that was Jamie.
that said
Oh,
that.
okay. Well, because Ron Ike went, I think, with us to Pinks, didn't he?
No, not the Pinks.
Yeah, that was a big disappointment. Had a tornado come in.
Yeah.
We didn't even get a time trial.
Nope.
We unloaded the car, took it down to tech, and tornado come in, and we loaded the car back in the trailer, and we never even got teched. We never got time trial or nothing.
We did make
And we
one
paid
run.
$300 plus whatever it cost us to be there that weekend.
Where was it at?
Norwalk.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big
dude.
rip-off.
Well, that was after we waited in line for 4 hours just to get in.
Oh, it was
probably
longer than
wrapped
4 hours.
around.
We were there for like 6 or 7 hours. It was crazy.
So Perry said, before you go, who makes 70A body 218 or 214 3.5 collector headers?
So he wants a 2 1/8 inch collector header. Well, you know what? There's a company called Wolf Stainless. And I don't have their information in front of me, but I buy a lot of stuff from them. And I think they're in Wisconsin or Minnesota. And they make collectors.
I think I've heard of that name. I'm not familiar with stuff like that, but I think I've heard that name.
Yeah, it's called Wolf. So I see my son's looking it up on here, so we'll see what.
Why he's looking, and then Philip III said, let's talk about
Just
oil.
hit that and see what it brings up with the search.
Let's talk about oil sometime.
Who?
Philip III.
Philip the third one. I seen your video on oil, Phil. But you know what? You need to probably do a video on that because I think your oil was frozen. I've never seen that
Well,
before
that's
in my
not
life.
good.
Yeah, I've never seen that before in my life. It's either Wolf Brothers or something like that. I'm not sure what it is. Wolf Exhaust. What was that up there?
Wolf exhaust system.
So, but yeah, these.
So someone has it. So yeah. So
Yeah,
Wolf
those
exhaust-
guys make collectors, and if not, you know what? You can get them at Summit Racing too. You can buy just a collector at Summit Racing. I don't know if many of you know that or not, but you can buy them there too. Another company is Stainless Works, which are right here in Ohio.
Yeah, they're in Streetsboro.
And so yeah, there's a lot of companies out there that make collectors. Now they're stainless. Mild steel, you probably have to go to Summit Racing and get one. And Magnaflow, or not Magnaflow, but who makes the?
Wolf Aircraft Products, as John Monin says.
Is that who it is? Okay, I didn't know if it was aircraft or stainless, but
And OESPO said he first met you on Gilchrist Road.
who did?
OESPO?
OES who?
SPO?
Oh,
Oh,
Rob.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, old school twist.
Yep.
Good luck on that. With your,
Yeah, good
your
luck.
father.
Yeah.
Tell your dad to knock him out.
Yeah.
He's got this.
Yep. 90. What do you say?
92.
92. Fighting cancer. That's amazing.
Yep.
So
He's
must
got to be
strong.
one tough sumbitch.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. But yeah, our prayers go out to him.
Yep.
But
And
Wolf Aircraft Products, John Moen said.
okay.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Man.
Yep.
Weird
so-
spelling.
But
oh,
yeah,
it's
they-
WOOLF. Okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
you
what it
can't
is?
spell, Brandon.
I can't.
Well, Wolf, in his defense, Wolf is
I
spelled
know.
WLF, but yeah,
Who spells it WOO?
yeah,
Right?
They're probably German.
Right?
Yeah, you know what it probably is. They got to have that extra ooh.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, because guys like us, ooh, and
Well, if they're into aircraft, that's a hot rod too.
But it's 7:04, so we gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
All right.
Yep. Well, I just wanted to recap what we did last week, guys, and kind of just bullshit with everybody. And that's what we're doing from now on. We're just kind of bullshit. And I'll give you a little bit of tech here and there, but basically this is going to be a bullshit session and make it fun. Grab a beer, or I don't care if you drink soda pop, whiskey, whatever you drink.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, just come hang out with us and kind of converse with each other on the chat section and you know, this is like hanging out at your buddy's garage whenever we were kids. I just seen a thing too that a guy shared on my Facebook page, and he was talking about, you know, when we were young, and he's talking about my age. He said when we were young, we used to go find cruise-ins we'd take our hot rods to, and we would spend Friday or Saturday night cruising around in our cars, spending $10 in gas, which back then was a lot of money. I mean, if you spent $10 a weekend on gas, you were driving.
can
a
we
lot.
do that this
No,
day and
I
age?
think I spent $10 in gas to come out here.
Right?
That's what Minnie said. She goes, you know what? We ought to just get the shit done. So we just go out to Lincoln and Tustin because they do have the
They still
old,
do 'em there?
Yeah, they do have the
Really?
old school.
I
they
used
do
to go
the
there when
cruising
I
in
was
and
a
out.
kid. Yeah.
They plan it. I'm part of the group, and they still have a couple
Well,
cruises.
you know, over
so-
in Pennsylvania, they got flashlight drags, and I don't know if they still do it or not at an old airport over there.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be fun. Maybe we'll go out there and do a live out of there one time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So who knows? You know,
I don't know if
change some things up.
Tommy Sweek, how does he say his last name? Sweeka or something like that. He was pretty well known over there. He's a Pontiac guy that I helped build a 455 for, and he had a Pro Charger on. He kicked ass over there. He was beating most of the guys. So, but yeah.
McDonald's and get a chocolate shake and large. Well,
Yeah. Well, you know what? Once they start doing the fries and beef tallow again, I'll go to McDonald's again. But right now, I'm not going there. And not only that, their potatoes, I don't even know if they're potatoes. I think they're fake.
No, they're Idaho. That's what they said on Modern Marvels.
Bullshit. Yeah, call bullshit.
I think the only one that still fries
think they're
anything
grown in a
is
laboratory.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, Buffalo Wild
wi-
Wings. They do
they-
theirs in tallow.
they
And
still
you know
do
what?
that.
Steak and Shake just switched over to that.
But
too.
I heard that's not healthy.
Oh, no. That's what is healthy.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Then they're telling us lies.
Yeah, exactly. What station you listening to?
I will definitely scan the photo album. I'll have to find it. My dad probably has it buried underneath
Man, it
450,000
It
things.
got damaged in the water in the
Yeah.
back room. I hope the pictures are still good. I got a ton of pictures in there too.
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of my cars in there. I
Maybe
mean, a
we
lot of
call
my
it the
cars.
Easter egg hunt. Show the pictures. And
Oh,
do-
we
and sit-
we
and
could
kinda
easily
see
spend a
what we got
weekend out there going through all this shit. He has so much stuff in that barn
Well, don't you
alone.
worry your little pretty self, because when I die, you're gonna have to do it when I
Oh,
do that happens.
yay!
That might be a pre-recording and then kind of post a couple here and there on the live because I think there's a lot out there.
There's a lot.
There's a lot out there. You haven't even seen inside the
only-
barn.
I
yet.
only- yeah.
I got a 2-story barn full of shit.
I didn't even see that part.
Yeah.
I only seen the back where you pull in.
Yeah, no, I got a
Oh,
lot.
and then he has this. Yeah, he has so much stuff.
Yep.
Um,
What happens when you collect for 40, 50, 60 years?
Yep.
Oh man. No, Perry, that's a shame. 60 cars went to the pound because they got busted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you don't drag race on the street anymore.
Yeah, they don't have sense of humor anymore, unfortunately.
No.
That sucks too.
Yeah.
All right, guys and gals, thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you next week. Stay safe. And
Stay warm.
yeah.
Well, it's going to get warm. Well, I think we're going to get 1 or 2 cold days, but it's starting to get. Spring's here. It's coming.
Yeah.
We're starting to get
The
warmer.
pool is thawing out.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Today
So-
wasn't cold or warm, but yesterday
No.
was 49. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
wonderful yesterday.
51 today, pool.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a second. Split second.
That's all right.
Spring
I'll
is
take it.
upon us, though.
Yes, it is.
So,
all right, guys.
all right,
Any
guys.
volunteers? I'm going to be working on a 71 Challenger, getting it ready for the car show. So anybody that's in the local area wants to come out and help out, I'll be happy to have you come.
That's even if you're spit shining.
Yeah, well, that's probably
Bring
what,
your
that's
rags.
most of it is. Honestly, you know, Joe Morgan, he's busting his ass getting the car buffed right now, and And we ordered a new glass kit for it. We got to put glass in it. We got to change the headlight bezels and
Taillight,
It's going to be mostly just making it pretty. It's all going to be. There's no technical work. It's all just pulling parts off, putting parts on, and cleaning under the hood because we painted the car and stuff like that. So.
Now this is the purple one, right?
Well, we have 2 purple ones.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm.
This
All
one's
right.
the candy purple. The other one was the custom plum crazy purple.
So which one is he's talking? So I seen the plum crazy one, right?
It was the more silvery looking one.
I don't know.
I think you've seen the one that we're working on right now.
He did? Where did he see that one at?
Oh, we can't tell you that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Did you out to see Joe? Did you go see Joe?
No, we went out. What did we go out to the shop for?
That's the hood.
We drove. I think that is the one. So we drove by, and he goes, "That's my dad's shop." So he took me in and gave me a quick 5-minute show through. And we went to go to get some liquor for the camp. So
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
And it was John Hollandonner's car?
No,
Oh,
it's the one
okay.
you're working on now.
Well, this is the one we're working on now. We're working on John Hollandonner's car. That's one we're getting ready. I was going to take John Eprecht's car, but the interior shop told me that they're ready to have the car next week, so that ain't going to work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the big $500,000 build one, that one's not going.
Okay, that's the one Jason
that's
said.
the one I
Yeah, okay, yeah, that was the one with the custom plum crazy.
Yeah.
that was pretty sharp.
All right, guys. Well, see you next week. Stay safe. Stay warm.
Yep, we'll see y'all next week.
And later.